Hey guys, I'll be there in just 2 minutes. I'm like, 2 minutes. All right, I'll be right there. All right, we'll see if my pendulum was right. It's funny, Marissa. While I was waiting, I asked the pendulum, "Who's gonna come on first, you or him?" And it said no to him and yes to you. So I was like, "Let's see if you're right." Okay, I got your payment. You can let me know what your first question is. It's like raining and cold here, yet I'm like really hot because I was cooking. Isn't that funny? So we'll see. He'll come on when he wants, I guess. He said he'll be here eventually. So you want to do your usual question? Okay, sounds good. All right, I already did the sage and pray, but I will bring in spirit now. So, hi, Shell. Thank you. It's been sunny during the day and cold during the night. It's been raining here. Shell knows. She was driving today. Scary to drive. Okay, I'm going to start your first question. Jeremiah and Samantha, please come into any readings that I do tonight on YouTube. And first up is Marissa. Marissa has, yeah, pretty bad here. Marissa has 3 questions. So her first question is going to be her usual question. So Greg, please come forward. Marissa wants to ask you, what are your feelings, thoughts, emotions, energy towards her at this moment in time? Let me get the timer. Set the timer real quick. Okay. I don't even go anywhere. And well, it rained the day that my mom and stepdad picked me up. And we were able to get the AC off, but that thing is so heavy that none of us can carry it. And I'm like, shoot. But at least it's off so that if something happens again, I can get out my window. Marissa, I'll have to tell you about that. All right, I'm pulling energy. I want to concentrate. Thank you for coming in, Shell. I love you. All right, Greg, I want you to focus on your heart, and I want you to let me know how do you feel about Marissa? What are your thoughts, energy, and feelings, emotions? At this very moment, or recently, up until now. Yeah, hot during the day and then cold as hell at night. Exactly. Oh, okay. Let's see. He's getting nervous about, I think, reaching out, but let me pull more cards to see. Okay, so starting with this. Oh, it's okay. All right, so we're starting with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands energy is somebody who's kind of scared, somebody who's wanting to protect their own feelings. This doesn't come up very often except for like in my private readings, but let's just see how that connects to the next card. You're the next card. So I feel like that I'm asking, like, why are you being shy? Why are you kind of like in this protection mode from Marissa? And it shows that he really does want to see you. Okay. The magician is somebody who sets a plan in motion. He has all of the tools to make this happen. But it is on him, okay? It is on him. And the Wheel of Fortune is usually direction, the fact that you guys don't live uh close. But what I'm seeing also is on the side here, it's the Queen of Cups. It's actually the King of Swords to the Queen of Cups. And he's thinking about the past. Yeah, he's thinking about your past together. And he's like, why would she want anything to do with me? I kind of just let the relationship, we didn't have a talk about it. And I have no idea. I'm going into this blind. I want to reach out, but I'm going into this blind because I can get hurt as well, right? Like Marissa could be like, you snooze, you lose. And he's thinking it could be anything. It could be that you're single, but you don't want to give him a chance. It could be that he reaches out and you are in a very happy relationship. He doesn't know. So he's getting a little nervous. It doesn't insinuate that he's not gonna contact you. It just says this is on his mind because he looks at you as that Queen of Cups, somebody full of love, laughter, and I think what he's realizing, um, I think what he's realizing is that it's not his decision anymore. And so uh it does show that this is what he wants to do. um Basically he's saying that like he's the one who kind of fell back in your relationship before he ever met so and so, and he's now feeling like, damn, like where would we know, basically. So this is what he wants. He wants to pursue you with the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles means he wants to spend time with you. But he's also saying that he feels disappointed in himself that he let a quality woman go, and that his gut, even after you guys like dissolved and kind of went your other way, separate ways, he then meets E. And he's trying to say, like, in my gut, I always knew exactly. I always knew that Marissa was probably the best that I was gonna get. And I should have went with my gut. I should have done this. I should have, woulda, coulda. And so I'm trying to explain to him, stop the nine of wands energy. Stop being in protection mode. Just go for it. Go for it. Pick up the phone. If you're, I don't want to say pussy, but like if you're scared to call her, then just send a text. It doesn't have to be all romantic in the beginning. It's just getting you guys connected again. Let's see, we have 3 more minutes. Let's see. How else do you feel about her? How else do you feel about her? Ooh, I love this card. Hi, honey. I will. As soon as I'm done with this question, I'll stop for a minute and I'll let you know. And I will do the timestamp. Let me pause really quick. Let me let me just see what your questions are so I can tell you how much to send in real quick. Okay, hold on really quick. Sorry, Martha. Let me just see the questions. Okay, so the first question is 20. Um, When was the last time? I could do that for 15, and then the last one 20. So 55. I'll give you a discount. 50, send 55 and I will timestamp. Okay, I'm going back to Marissa. Um, I'll timestamp it and I'll send you that when I get done with Marissa. She has 3 questions and you have 3 questions. Okay, honey? All right. Sorry about that, Marissa, my love. All right. So I love this. This is good because this is relationship. Okay. So let's see. Does that mean, oh, I love this. Okay. Give me a couple seconds. Let me pull a couple more cards. Okay. He's saying, like, I know how this looks. Thank you, sweetheart. I got it. Thank you, honey. All right. He goes, I know how this looks because the next 2 cards are about intimacy, the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. He's like, but that's why I put the Four of Wands with it because he's saying, like, yes, he wants to see you. Yes, he's like, I just know that the moment I see her in person or like even through FaceTime, um, I know that I'm still attracted to her. He's like, but I don't want to seem like that's all I want from her. Okay? It's like he knows that the attraction comes first. The friendship also will be first. And as you guys are like getting to know each other and taking phone calls and doing those kind of things, then he's going to start planning to see you. And in his mind, he's hoping, he's kind of looking at it like a domino effect. Like, exactly. Pick up where you left off. So he's kind of looking at it like, the same old thing. Like I have to figure out what I'm doing with this, right? Separately from Marissa. But I really don't want to wait until I've filed to talk to Marissa. I would rather like talk to her as friends, be flirtatious, kind of put it out there that like, oh, you're so cute or you're so pretty or whatever, so that you get the hint that he's still in that same like mindset with you. And then, you know, then he's going to start asking, like I told you, like, hey, you got divorced. Actually, I did not tell you this. I told you he would go to you to like talk about the relationship and how he wants to end it. But exactly. And how he wants to end it, that was time up, which is perfect timing. Um, he wants to be able to end it before like turning you guys into something on the side. Like, and you've even said it in previous readings, you're not going to be the other woman. And I believe that he knows that. That's why he's looking at you as the Empress. So that's like high regard to a high quality woman, putting you on a pedestal and treating you with respect. And he's hoping that you guys can rebuild a foundation that starts with friendship. Exactly. That starts with friendship, maybe a little bit of, banter that turns a little flirtatious, but then he's going to need your help on how do I get divorced? And that's where you guys are going to get into talking more deeply. Mhm. Okay, what's the second question, honey? Let me read his text real quick. Okay, let's be a fly on the wall. All right. Thank you, Jeremiah and Samantha, for that answer and clarity. Um, the next question is going to be, can we look into the relationship? Last time we tried to be a fly on the wall, it was more about him and less about what's going on. So I think we really want to specifically see what's going on between them. Okay. So if we could get that, that would be great. All right, give me a second. It is her favorite thing. All right. Okay, so basically, I kind of want Jeremiah to come in and just him be the fly on the wall and use me as a vessel to explain it. I really want to like have eyes inside the home. I want to see not the fakeness that's going on outside. Like last time with his birthday. It's like that shit is fake because other people are around. I want to like be able to see them. Give me as many visuals as you can. If not, also audio. What is going on inside of that house in the relationship between Greg and Emily? All right, here we go. All right. So, like, I'm not blocking him from talking. I'm just trying to get specifics. Okay. All right. Try to show me how they're acting towards each other. What's going on? Do they hang out? Do they not? Are they arguing? Are they having fun? Like what is their relationship like right now? Damn, that says a lot. Okay, let me pull all my cards. Okay, show me what's going on though. Show me what this means. What does the 3 of Swords mean in this relationship? I feel like okay, so she is coming in, so I'm gonna let her come in. She's saying that like I know something's wrong because when your husband doesn't want I'm being a little TMI right now, but she's coming in saying, I know that I've been a little oblivious because I just want to be happily married and I love him. But when your husband doesn't want to have intimacy with you, that's a clear sign that something is wrong. And she goes, he's acting nice. Like he's acting nice. He's not being a dick. He's not silent. He's not neglecting me. But she's starting to like put the pieces together. It's done. That's funny. I always, when I put it's done, put a check mark. That's funny. Okay, let me pull a few more cards. I said that because of this. The Knight of Wands, and then she started speaking up. Okay? Boom, boom. This is her saying, so the Knight of Pentacles is next, which means it's been a long time. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the deck. So that means they haven't had sex in a long time. And then for me, a lot of people, the normal definition for the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. I have my own spin on that card. It means what I see it to mean as a psychic, and I see this as a bachelor. Okay? So if you read these three cards together, she's saying it's not adding up. Things are not adding up. Yeah, he's being nice. He's talking to me. He's smiling. He's being cool, but something's brewing underneath because if you're not wanting to be intimate with me and it's been a long time since we have, you're acting more like a bachelor than a married man. So this is causing her confusion and she feels the blind side is coming down. She's not acting how we've ever seen her though. She's not crying, she's not begging for his attention. She's she's starting to piece it together and be like, "Oh no, does she sense he's done?" Well, that's what I think this is. So it's the 3 of swords, the world card, the devil. So the devil is she just said the word he tricked me or she feels tricked. And to be honest, she has a right to feel that way. She feels that he made her believe that like getting married was going to be like and like going on a mini honeymoon was going to make things better. And she's saying that like all she sees is that that this is something that is not what she thought she was signing up for. She really loves this man, but she's starting to like get a clue, if you know what I mean. Like she's starting to pay attention. She's starting to read his vibe. It's it's because instead of focusing on what he's doing wrong to her, being more aware of how he's dealing with things, watching him more opposed to getting in his face and crying about him neglecting and not talking to her, blah, blah, blah. But I don't believe Greg pushed for the marriage that fast. I agree. I agree. But he went through with it. And he's the one that proposed. You've got to put some I do too, but you've also described Greg as somebody who, with his ex girlfriend, who he shared a home with, he bounced. So, you know what I mean? Like you can't have it both ways. We cannot put all of the blame on her and her mom. They're in a relationship. They're in a relationship. They're supposed to be moving it along. And I do think that they put pressure on him. Yes, I do believe that. But at the end of the day, he chose to get dressed up that day. He chose to have a boutonniere way up here. He chose to smile fakely in the camera. He is like you've described him as a man that is not going to get pushed around. So you got to put some of the blame on him. You do too. Okay. Because I feel like I feel like it's equal. I feel like her and her mom rushed it for I don't know what reason, and he kind of just went along with it. And going along with it is actually toxic. That's actually bad because he's going along with it, and then it's going to end up with he either has to stay in it and not want to stay in it, or he's going to have to make these choices that are going to hurt her a lot. And he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have, like, here's the Ace of Wands, and that circle represents a ring. He chose to buy that ring, he chose to propose, and he chose to get married so quickly. So, yeah, do I feel like they pressured him? 100%. But is it their fault that he went through with it? Absolutely not. Um, so the thing is, the nicer he is, she's saying, the more she started to smarten up. Right. Does that make sense? In like he's not acting like the Tin Man. He's not. Uh, do you want to dig more, or do you want to stop there? Okay. I'm gonna start shuffling. Once I see the money go through, I will turn the clock on. I'm gonna start pulling though, so that you get a little extra time. Okay. So what else, Jeremiah, can you tell me about what's going on in this relationship? Maybe tell me his mindset then. Like, is she correct? At least she's smartening up, because the thing is, I don't think you're on here yet, so I will wait. Okay, let me know when you're back. Okay, I was starting to talk and then I'm like, oh wait, she's gone because she has to send that. Okay, so in these 5 more minutes, do you want to continue to check what I've already, like, where she's at, or do we want to switch and see, like, is he doing that? Is he aware he's doing that? Like, do you want to more look into him or continue down the road we've gone? That's what I thought you would say. Okay, let's see how, like, is he aware that she even is getting smart to, like, pay attention, to be aware of, like, starting to watch him? And I always say that in relationships. Just watch the other person. Be aware of your surroundings. Watch how they talk. Watch how they act. And you're going to get your answer. You know what I mean? So let's start the clock in 1 second. Okay. So let's look more on his side. We'll do 6 minutes instead. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, Jeremiah and Samantha, come back into this reading for Marissa. The question is, let's be a fly on the wall. We got what we needed from Emily's side. Let's get Greg's side. And Greg, you can either, pop up and start talking, or Jeremiah can show me and tell me. All right. How do you, like, what's going on in your relationship inside that house? Ooh, first card is the moon, secrets. I will clarify that in just a minute. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm glad you wanted to extend this. He's willing to take a chance on you. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second. What is the moon here for? What is the moon here for? And you did say it. Where'd that card go? You did say that, like, fools rush in. I think that's what they're trying to say. Yes, the mom and her definitely put pressure. I don't know what they had over his head to make it go so quickly. Um, but yeah, they're saying fools rush in. But that's not for the moon. That's not for the moon. Oh wow. What is the moon? You just left me. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And we got timing and everything. Wow. I'm gonna stop there because we only have 6 minutes. Okay. So the moon was clarified. So the secret is that Greg is preparing for a breakup. He's not only preparing for a breakup, he is prepared for like a really bad breakup. Okay. It's not going to be like, we sit and we talk and we see that we're too different and, we need to get a divorce. He knows that all hell is going to break loose and he's not looking forward to it, but he knows that he has to do it. This right now is a secret, especially with it's tough. Divorce isn't easy. That's right. But sometimes it needs to happen 100%. The strength card is him. Usually it's holding back, but for me with him, it's more of like he just has to get the strength to like put his foot down and say it's over. So it also this came out on the side, the one that the Knight of Swords, the feeling that, fools rush in and knowing that, he had a hand in that and that it's all of their faults, to be honest. Heck, I didn't want to divorce, but once I grew so much hate towards Chris, I was all for it. Exactly. And so this is showing me timing that he's hoping this will happen in the next 3 months so that he can have the 10 of cups means happiness. But for me, it also is telling me he wants to be free. He wants freedom and he wants it soon. Okay. So he wants to file within 3 months. So that's good that we dug. And so the next card is a Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles. So this means what is the secret about? What does he want to leave? That would be the Hierophant, the vows, the marriage, and leaving her. Okay. And the next card is the Eight of Cups, which means walking away. I know. So it says, and look, this is when I went freaking crazy. He is wanting to turn around and walk away, even though those cups are all filled with love. He doesn't want them from her. So look at these next two cards. The Chariot, which means he wants to move away from her and move towards you. The freaking Death card, the Scorpio card. He wants to move towards you. Now, he's not wanting to divorce her to be with you. He wants to divorce her because he's not happy, but it's going to lead him to you. Okay. And he's saying that he knows that there's a possibility that you might turn him down and that he might end up alone. And he's willing to take the gamble. He's willing to deal with challenges because he will work hard to make it a victory. Oh, timer just went off and I have one more card. Perfect. I talk so fast. People get good readings from me. Okay. The Four of Pentacles means that he doesn't want to let go of you, Marissa. So, wow. Okay. I love that. I'm really glad we did that extra time. Okay, what's your last question, my love? That was good. He's on a mission. That's what they just said. He's on a mission. He's made the decision. He just has to figure out the best way to make it, because he's like World War III is going to be up in here and I live here and I have to go to work every day and I don't want madness in my life. I don't want toxicity in my life. I don't need her screaming and like, upset and like to ruin his peace, but he's very aware that that's what happens through a divorce. That was great. Okay, send me your last question. It's ugly at first. Yes. Well, especially because they just got married. Like this isn't 2 years down the road. Maybe you should ask like when he goes to her to ask for a divorce, like how is she going to react? Like what will happen? I don't know. You can make up your own questions, but I don't think she's going to let him go very easily. But when somebody says they're done, they're done. And no matter what you do, I remember when I was with, oh, this pathetic human being and found out that he was cheating on me every week. And he was a tin man. He was horrible. Ugh. And it's like, I was having this conversation with myself last night. I like in the future, if I get into a relationship, I want everything. I want the ring, I want the ceremony, but I am never signing papers again. It's not happening. I just see by all the readings I do, I see how hard relationships are. And because I've made the decision to be single and not mingle, um, I'm looking at yours. That like I have a sanctuary, you know what I mean? I'm protected, but I don't know if I want to go through all that shit. Okay, third question. Has he spoken to Larry or his mom about leaving E? And have I been brought up in the conversation? Okay, so this is like two questions in one. So I'm going to do like 5 minutes and 5 minutes so that I don't fuck up like last time. All right. All right, Jeremiah and Samantha. This is Marissa's third question. Has Gary, why did I say Gary? Definitely want to get married again, but definitely to the right person. I mean, you're young. I you're young and I think all of us just have our own paths to go on. Because I might fall madly in love with somebody and want to marry them. I'm just saying where I am in my headspace right now, like I see how brutal, like you and I have not seen the worst in divorces, let me tell you that. And we have not. Like we might think we have, but trust me, I've seen so many people. It's cruel. Mm. And me too. I did nothing. I just got divorced. Like I didn't ask for shit. Okay, anyways. Has Greg spoken to Larry or his mom about leaving Eve? And were you brought up in the conversations? I definitely don't think. Let's see. Let's start the clock. I don't think he's being messy. All right, so we'll start with this. All right. Have Greg, have you talked to Larry about how you're feeling that you want to leave and get a divorce? So that's a yes. All right. Greg, have you talked to your mom about wanting to get a divorce? Told you. He's like, not, that's exactly what I felt. And I felt that he did not bring you up to his mom. Um, I have seen in the past that she's like, I wonder where Marissa is or what Marissa's doing. And like, she's brought it up, but he's being very careful in that house. So the fact is, Larry is not in that house. So he's somebody that he can vent to, that even though he trusts his mom and he would like to, he hasn't yet. Until he fully has the plan set out, he will tell her. But, and his mom can tell. His mom can tell he's not happy or that he's being fake, but she kind of has been told by him to stay out of it and let him handle it. Okay. But so let's focus on Larry. Larry, when Greg talked to you about getting a divorce, and this time it seems more realistic of something he's going to do or wants to do, did he bring up Marissa at all? Ooh, he did bring up you to him. All right, so let's see what was brought up. Okay, what was brought up in that conversation about getting a divorce and anything that Greg said? I'm asking Larry, so Larry, come in. Um, what did Greg say about getting a divorce, and what did Greg say about Marissa? I've been watching the ID channel a lot, and there's this like fear thy roommate. Oh my god, it's creepy. It's so creepy when you like realize that you're not very happy with who you live with. All right. Okay, so he went to him with asking advice, but also stating that this is a decision that he's been thinking about. Okay, so it starts with the Four of Wands, which is usually a relationship or marriage. Larry's saying that he came to him, with basically, I've tried. I've tried, and I haven't tried. Like he's being he's being honest that like he's saying he tried, and then he's like, but have I really? Not really. Like I haven't really put an effort into making this better and making this a long lasting marriage. The justice is talking about obviously, court or filing paperwork or getting a divorce. The emperor is that Larry feels that this last time that they talked, and they're showing me it was in the last 7 days, that Greg is acting more like the Emperor. The Emperor is somebody who, when they make a decision, which is the very next card, the Judgment, when they make a decision, they are going to stick to it. Boom. The Emperor is somebody who takes charge. Okay. And so Larry said, like, but don't you love her? The Ace of Cups. Like, isn't there enough love that you can salvage this marriage? Nobody wants to see people that they just saw get married get a divorce. Nobody's wanting that for him or for her. Okay. And so he's saying, like, what does your gut tell you? And he said that Emily is just too much. She's too much. Like, she's imbalanced is the word. And earlier they were telling me that if she's not with a psychiatrist, which I am, and she's not on some sort of medication, she's going to need to be. And I really hope that her mom believes in that stuff and doesn't say, like, I hate to say this, I love you, Dad, rest in peace. But he used to say, oh, it's all in your head. Just go take a walk and you'll be good. No, she's going to need help. And so it's good that she has her mom, okay? And what he's telling Larry is he needs to release her with love and not make it any harder on her because she's going to have a hard time. But he is saying that she is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is kind of irrational, um, demanding, needy. They call the Queen of Swords a bitch. I don't think she's a bitch at all. I think she's meek, if you want me to be honest. I think she's meek. But let's see what he mentioned about you because we only have 3 minutes. All right. Larry, what did Greg say about Marissa? Because you said that he did bring her up. Let's get like 5 cards out. Oh, wow. He said, do you still have feelings for Marissa? Greg must have mentioned something like my past. I don't think he said your name, but I feel like he said enough for Larry to know who he was talking about. And so Larry's straight up. And so Larry's like, do you still have feelings for Marissa? Do you still feel like that was your person? And are you regretting walking away from that relationship? And he said, wow, I think about her a lot. Um, she is my ex. The 6 of Cups is an ex. Um, he said that he wants no bad blood with you. He hopes that you guys, could forgive each other for, whatever went. Nothing really went wrong. It was just that, the distance got to him, and you were dealing with something huge, getting a divorce, and so he thought that maybe it was wrong timing, and now he's thinking, no, Larry would always tell him, you always end up going back to Marissa. You can't just leave her alone. Right. And I think that's what he's saying is like, if you do have feelings for her, you need to be the King of Wands. You need to, you need to realize it and do something about it. You need to get some, like, confidence. The King of Wands is like confidence. And he did say, he has, okay, so the 3 cups are you. They're filled with water, love. And then there's Emily. There's the time. There's Emily holding up that cup, and he's like disregarding that cup because he's missing the 3 cups, which is you. So I don't know. I guess Larry said, like, well, Marissa was always confident. Marissa is a very confident girl. she she wasn't whiny. He's kind of like comparing you to Emily, like saying like you were not whiny. You had your own, like, you were stable. You had your own shit, your own life, and that you were stable and confident, and you knew what was good for you. You never chased him. And look where he ended up, with a girl who's like needy and doesn't have very much self-worth or confidence. And so I do think that he, did say, like, I just hope, like, I can maybe get out of this, and that there's hope in the future with Marissa. Okay, thank you, Marissa. I'm gonna do, if you could stick around, I'm gonna do Andrew's 3 questions. Can you do me a quick favor? Can you please put in all caps, questions are closed for the night? Oh, if you want, let's do it now because he's unable to watch it. So I'd rather just do, let me go take a quick break. Send in, I'll text you right now. I'll be right back. Let's do it now since we're in your energy, okay? And he'll be fine. Andrew will be fine because I will do them right after. I'm going to text you in just a second. just remembered I can open my window now. I'll do that when I come back. I have to tell you afterwards, if I haven't already, that my roommate almost caught the kitchen on fire. And from my room, I would have been trapped. So thankfully, my stepdad came and took it off because it was drilled in. So now if that ever happens, I can just hop out my window. It's pretty low. Send me your question, babe. Okay, I'm putting my phone on silent. Okay, I'm putting my phone on silent, sweetie, so that I can focus. Because it's like three little questions in one. But you paid for the extended, so that's fine. Okay, so Jeremiah and Samantha, please come back into these YouTube readings. We are finishing Marissa with an extended. Her question is, last time I saw Greg communicating with Marissa in April. When he does communicate with me, how long after, once we get into the routine of texting and calling each other, will he ask to see me? And how will things go once we see each other in person? Okay, so I'm going to start the clock for 15 minutes. And then I'm going to go straight into Andrew's questions so that I can be off of here within an hour. It should be less than that. It tastes so good right now. All right, here we go. All right, Jeremiah, I need your help on this. So let's start out by just making sure that April is still going to be when Greg reaches out to Marissa. So Marissa's here, and so is Greg. Greg, right now I want to have you come forward. We're going to have Emily leave, and Larry and your mom and anybody else, her mom, anybody else we talked about, leave, and it just be one-on-one for you and Marissa. Are you still planning on contacting Marissa in April? Okay, so that's a yes. It's kind of hard to see. It's going faster now, so you should be able to see that. So it should still be in April. So I'm going to use the cards so that I can close my eyes and see if I get psychic visions. Okay, Greg, Jeremiah, from the time that Greg contacts Marissa sometime in April and they start communicating, texting, calling each other, from that point, when will he ask her to see him in person? So from April, from whatever day that is, it could go, the 1st of April, it could go to the last day of April. From that point on, if they are consistent in their communication, when will he ask her to see him? And I saw in the past that, he would probably drive down to her, or they could think of a fun place to meet. Whatever it is, I still want to see if that hotel thing is going to happen. Instead of driving, I think it's 4 hours and then 4 hours back. I don't see that happening. I see him staying. Okay, let's see. Show me a number, show me a calendar, show me when he will ask to see her in person. Okay, so within 3 months, I'm going to try to get it shorter. I'm going to try to get it more specific. Okay, so definitely within 3 months. So what I want to do is, you see it? Oh, you see it, the pendulum? What I want to see is, let's calculate it at worst case scenario. So worst case scenario, he contacts you at the end of April. Okay. That's basically starting at May 1st. So I see that there's going to be the back and forth. You guys are gonna, start talking just like normally, and then eventually he's gonna tell you, like, yeah, I want out of this marriage, and I rushed into it, and I don't really know who to go to because I don't he's not gonna want her to have knowledge of it. Like, he's gonna get somebody to hand her the paperwork, and that's for his best interest. But it's not gonna go down well, and he knows it, okay? So he is gonna ask you questions like, "What did you do?" "Did you get him served?" Like, he's gonna tell you that he's the one that's gonna need to, file because she's not gonna do that. She's not gonna leave him. So worst case scenario is May, so 3 months would be ooh, and we got the lucky number 3 right here. So the 3 of Cups, people say it's friendship, it's not. It's either a reconnect or a reconcilement and, like, celebrating together, like, having fun, meeting, hanging out, and that 3 is just reiterating what I saw. People are yelling outside. I was already scared to serve Chris or have me served. Yes, got it. So 3 would be May, June, and July. Um, I don't think it's gonna happen in May. It's not gonna happen that quick, but it definitely shows that it does happen. So the 3 of Cups, the Knight of Cups means pursuing somebody in a romantic way, and here you are again, the Empress. So, okay, so what they're telling me is like it's gonna be um I am. All right, tell me if I'm still lagging. I put pause on your reading. Try to go out and come back in. I put pause on your reading. Okay, how am I lagging? Because last time you said I was lagging, but nobody else. I wasn't lagging for anybody else. Okay, so let me start it back. I paused it. Okay, so now it looks like he's gonna like start having feelings for you, and he's gonna like look at this relationship as it's kind of like, okay, we need to be friends. We need to like get to know each other again. We need to like reconnect. Um, and he does this could be two different things, so I need to find out. This is either that you guys reconnect and try to make a relationship work, or this is him not seeing you until he's filed for divorce. Um, it kind of makes me feel like he's gonna wait until he files, um, and that basically he's gonna be alone. He's gonna make that decision on his own. It's not gonna have anything to do with you, and then he's gonna communicate with you that it might be a good time when she first gets blasted with the with the paperwork that he should get out of there, right, for a couple of days. So I'm kind of seeing, oh, I have goosebumps. Goosebumps means I'm I'm learning the truth. So honestly, they're showing me like a suitcase and his vehicle, and that like she gets filed with paperwork. She's a mess, so he doesn't want to be there. He wants to give her time, so he jets towards you, which you guys are gonna already have that made up. Does that make sense? He's gonna already ask to see you. You're gonna be the one telling him, do this, do that, go to the court, blah, blah, blah. And then he's gonna say, I'm gonna have her served on this day. I don't want to be there. How about I head over to where you are and let's reconnect? Now, that doesn't mean that, like, from that day forward, you guys are back together. It's going to be a slow roll because she's going to be living with him up until like the divorce is final, or unless like the mom says, honey, you should come live with me. Um but look what this shows. Oh my god. So it's a king of cups. It's going to be very awkward. He should stop doing this. He should stop. All right. So the King of Cups is somebody who's like he's going to emotionally connect with you on this trip. And you're here. Okay. So he's going to realize that, like, what he's feeling when he's talking to you over the phone, when you're not talking, when you're busy in clinic and he can't talk to you, he's going to be thinking about you. And he wants to see if in person what he's hiding is true. And so the moon is the ace of cups. He wants to know if like he's actually been falling for you at this point. And it says that um once the relationship is like completely over and they're separated, then he's going to ask to see you again. So how are things going to go? Because we only have 5 minutes left. How will things go at that point? So I'm going to say within the 3 months, because from right now, he's hoping to file within 3 months. So if it takes him another month to contact you, then it'll be 2 months. Does that make sense? It'll be right after he files or decides to file and needs to get out. He either files and jets to go see you, or he he needs to like come see you, not to like know if he should leave her or not, but like it could happen one of two ways. It could be that he files and he jets to see you, or it's that he says, can I see you? I need to get away so that I can come back and feel validated in my feelings to end this marriage. Okay? So how things gonna go when he sees you? So the one thing that's gonna suck is that part of the time you guys are gonna be talking about it. And that's not gonna be so fun for you. But if you believe in your feelings for him, then I know you're gonna know how to handle it. I don't have to tell you how to. I know you're gonna know. You're gonna know what he needs, if that makes sense. Um, but I do think that in the midst of like this divorce or the like seeing you, it's going to like, yeah. Um, wow, here's your card again. Damn. So it shows you and him. Look at this. How are things going to go? Majestic, soulmate, love. And at that point, he's going to know his decision to end the to end the marriage is the right decision. He just is going to need, see, I kind of think he goes to see you once and whatever happens, happens. And then he goes back and because he needs 0 to 4 weeks to like really think about, you know, is this the right, should I follow my feelings and end this relationship? Because I also newly have said that this card is being completely shut down. Like there's no more love in the relationship, there's no more intimacy in this relationship. And there's no more like being on the same level. There's no like happiness. There's no romance in their relationship. So I think that when he sees you, it's just gonna all click. Yeah, it feels very good, and it feels like you guys are gonna have a little bit of a hard time saying goodbye to each other. And you're gonna be like, okay, we spent all night awake talking, and you're telling me you have feelings for me. I'm reciprocating them. And like, I see you, he's about to leave, and you're like by his car, and like, he's holding you, and you're like really cute and like small in his arms. And like, you like are looking at each other in the eyes, and like, you're kind of getting teary eyed because he's gonna leave. And I hear you saying, like, you promised, you said you would come back, you promised. And he says, I promise. And then he goes back and he needs like 2 weeks of just this thinking. And then he's gonna go through with it. He's gonna file, and then you'll see him again. And once you see him again, it's gonna be consistent. All right, I hope you liked your readings tonight. I love you, Marissa. I'm gonna start right now. I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna tell Andrew. You're welcome. Love you. You could stay and watch, or you could go do what you need to do. I'm starting your questions at 1 hour and 28 minutes until they end. Oh, I just sent that to you. Sorry. Let me send that to Andrew. My bad. All right, girl. Love you too. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Okay, it's an hour and 28 minutes in. I am starting Andrew's questions. Um, so I'm going to ask for all of the questions that Marissa did for every energy, including herself, to leave so that we could bring in Andrew and Jeremiah and Samantha. Let's go see what his first question is. so that we could start. So Jeremiah and Samantha, please come into this 3-question reading for Andrew. His first question before I start the clock is, did Lee get a reading on me? And if so, what did the reader say? All right. All right, give me a second before I start. Okay, let me put a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, Lee, please come in to this reading. First of all, did you get a reading from your reader, Lee? Did you get a reading from your reader and ask any questions about Andrew? Or if you call him Drew. Okay. So yes. All right, Jeremiah, just to make sure, did Lee recently get a reading from her reader and ask her reader any questions about Drew? I feel like that's what she calls him. I don't know why. Because that's how he is in my contacts. Okay, so you got a double yes. So let's see what she has been asking about. Okay, what was your most recent reading about regarding Andrew? What kind of questions did you ask your psychic or tarot reader or whomever your reader is? And you can either show me like one at a time or put them in different groups, however you want to reveal it. And Jeremiah, if she doesn't want to tell me, please let me know what was asked. All right. Okay. What was one of her main questions about Andrew or Drew? Okay. Oh, it's about work. Okay, so she's acting like she's very disappointed. I think you have a question after this, so I'm not gonna about work. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this one. But this to me is time in person, but because it's all pentacles, it can also represent work. And it's the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups is being disappointed that she's not gonna see you all the time at work. And what she asked is like, it's more for you. She's asking like, at first I thought that this was that she thought that maybe you quit and that you didn't get relieved from work and that she kind of didn't want to believe it. But now I'm seeing it as different. I'm seeing it as like, I'm sad, but what's going to come for him, because the 2 of Wands is about like you having to make a decision. And I think that that's her being worried about you, like what kind of job is he going to get, like what can I do to help him. It feels like very genuine. um but she's still very she feels like she doesn't know what to do at work without you. Like, and I told you this before, that she really doesn't feel comfortable with hardly anybody. She doesn't feel like she could be her true authentic self. And when you're there, she just feels the comfort. And so we've already talked about this. So let's go to something else. All right. Okay. What else did she ask her reader about him? What else did she ask the reader? Woo! I just got chills. She is worried that, like, the fact that you guys don't work together, that, like, she feels that it might stop, not stop, but, like, limit the time you guys see each other. And she's asking, like, is this going to pull us apart? Or is it going to make us stronger and pull us together? So, what she's asking basically is like, is does she need to see this as a sign from the universe that it was a good thing that you were let go because it's going to lead you to something better that will make you happier, which will then, if you're more in a happier mindset of where you work, that might pull you guys closer together, and that you guys might grow stronger. Your love will grow stronger, your commitment, you're pursuing her, that kind of thing. Um, she's very worried about, like, being alone. She's like, I am very tough, and like, I've known how to be on my own for many, many years. And like, I know how to do it. But now that I've allowed the love from him, it's in my heart. I don't want to be without him. She's like, I can do it because I'm strong and I know how to, but I don't want to. Like, I do not want this to end. I don't want this to be, I just want this to be a little hiccup, and I just want him to be happy. She's very much talking about you in a pleasant way. So that's good. Okay, let's see what else. She's asking what is going to happen when you guys go away. So, like, she's wanting to know, are you guys gonna have a good time, right? So the sun is there. So the reader's telling her yes, like, you're gonna have a good time. The lovers is there, which she's telling her, or the reader is telling her that, like, if you're with him, if you guys are together, you guys are you're gonna be happy, right? You don't have the pressures of home life or work, and you're gonna just be alone. And it's gonna be the first time being alone overnight together. And so she's asking, like, with the moon card here, like, what can she expect? Um, what can she expect? So what is the moon? What is the moon here? What can she expect from this uh night that they're gonna go spend together, to just have some time to just be like next to each other, be able to talk, be very open, vulnerable. She is scared of being vulnerable. Okay, but look what the fucking card is. The card is the Knight of Wands. This is what I told you. She knows that that is the night y'all are gonna get down for the first time. And she's saying, I am not an easy person to be with. I know that I have thrown challenges at him this whole time. And I know that he's been patient, he has been loving, kind, and like, I don't know any other guy who would have stayed this long if he didn't truly love me, like, want to be with me. So she's like, wow, look, it says, it even shows, like, when we leave, the Eight of Cups when we leave to take this little trip. And I know it doesn't have to be far, wherever you guys are going. It's just to have that like night alone. Like in The Bachelor, it's called like, what do they call it? The overnight date. Because it's not necessarily about sex. I mean, that's gonna happen, but it's about just having all night to like stay up and like be transparent with each other. So she's just trying to see like am I in the right relationship? She's being told yes. And she's being validated that like he's treating you like a quality woman. All right, so that was done with the first question, but he's putting you on a pedestal. Um, the reader is saying, from what you've told me, this has been going on a long time, nearly a year. I don't know, 9 months to a year. I don't remember. But that's my estimate. And like she's trying to tell Lee to let go and let live and accept that this man is who you want to be with and accept his love and accept the fact that he's not all these other dudes that are chasing her around for the last however long that she's been alive, you know? If she's this attractive now, she's probably always been an attractive girl, and that's not what she's looking for. And so she found in you like you guys literally have built. I know I'm going over in time, but that's okay. Um, you really have built this so durable, very sturdy foundation that is friendship, that is highs and lows, because you're two individuals that are simultaneously together, and now you're going to be even more together because it's going to be vulnerable, right? That you guys are going to connect in the intimacy department, but it's not going to be all about that. And I think she just needed to know that, like, this is the person, just like me. I've been celibate for 6 years. If I'm going to finally stop that 6 years, stop the celibacy, I'm going to want to know reason. That reason is because that person is meant for me and is not going to leave me. Okay? All right, let's go to your second question. Let's read it. That was good. It felt like she's positive. The only thing that she brought up was work, which I think is one of your questions. So we'll get more of that answer. Because she's definitely heartbroken to not have you there. But at the same time, she's like, I think this is something he needed because he wants more. He wants, this is not his choice of job. And like, because she knows you, she knows that like whoever gets you to work for them is should be beyond happy. You know what I mean? So it's like letting you go hurts because it makes her life a little more difficult at work. But at the same time, she wants you to go after what makes you happy in the end. So she's dealing with multiple emotions but she'll settle down. It'll settle down. You just have to be consistent in your communication and stuff, okay? All right, your next question. I'm not going to say this out loud. The next one I'm not going to say out loud just in case there's somebody watching, but I'll say it to her in my mind and I will answer freely, okay? I'll read privately and I will answer freely. All right, so second question, Jeremiah and Samantha for Andrew is when was give me the last time. All right, so we're going to start the clock. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes so that I could psychically. A lot of people do readings with me, but I'm telling you, like, and I love doing readings, private readings, love them. I wouldn't change that and I wouldn't stop that. But I love the readings we do on here because I I feel like I can psychically connect better only because I'm pretty much just alone, right? I'm not hearing your voice. I'm not you're not, like commenting. Has nothing to do with that, but it's like I don't know why. I'm just able to center in and get way more detail then. But then again, like the readings are bomb. So it's really up to the person. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's try to find timing. I'm the best on timing. I am the best at timing. So let's see. So what I do want to say is that she is coming through. I kind of thought Jeremiah was gonna have to like lead this uh answer. But she's coming through and she's saying that while being celibate, after a while, like that what the question you're asking kind of and I can relate because I'm celibate, right? You're celibate. You do what you need to do. You're a guy. But like for a girl, it's like it depends on how long she's been celibate. After a point, it kind of just becomes mundane and like unless there's a reason that is making her want to get into that energy, there's like, we just like don't do it. But she's a little like smiley, a little embarrassed, um, but being cute and being like, yes, I have, but like wants you to know that like it had been a long time. Um, in between, okay? So I think that it was fairly recently. Oh wow. They just showed me March and we're in March. It felt very she's being funny. She's like playing peekaboo. She's funny. She's playing her at least her higher self is funny. She's like playing peekaboo, like, you know, and she is showing me that like she may have something that helps her, if you know what I mean. Um to get her in the mood. And then also this recent picture you sent her, I think got her in the mood. And I think one night she was just like, you know what? F it. I'm just gonna see. Because sometimes when it's been a very long time, you like, unless you have something that's making you excited, you're like, yeah, nah. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, it's like, oh, porn, or like whatever, thinking of so and so. But I think that she got to a point where she was not doing any of that. Um, and recently, she really did like that photo. And I do think that she released relieved herself, let's say, and she liked it. I would like to know later if you know if she has it feels like she has one toy. I'll say that. It feels like she has one. But it's like and she's showing me, and it could just be a symbol that it's like in the drawer next to the bed, but like that could just be a symbol and not factual. She pulled out the old friend and used it quite recently. So March is what I'm getting. Today is the what? Today is the 14th. So it's been in the last 2 weeks. I would say it's been in the last week. But before that, it was a while. All right, I'm gonna pull like 3 cards because we still have time. Was the picture that your man sent you an incentive to do the question? I want a yes or no on that. Was it the picture that did you in, girl? Was it the picture that did you in that made you decide to see if you could make yourself happy? That's a big ass yes. I like her for you. I know that she's been a lot of work, okay? But like once she completely, and I think this is gonna happen when you guys go out of town for the week for the night. I think that if you can bond on like talking about what do you want in the future, like not together, but like, do you want to be a mother? Do you want to get married? Like, not putting the pressure on you guys, but just asking her life questions. What is your goal? Like, where do you want to be? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Do you want to, own a business? Do you want to work part-time? Like, and go even further. Like, what is your dreams? Like, you guys need to connect that night super emotionally, and that's going to like she's gonna feel so comforted and she's gonna feel like, okay, I'm making the right move. This is my man. This is how I feel. And it's going to be kind of new for both of you because you've been waiting for so long. Okay. That's basically what I got. I only have 22 seconds left. So that's my answer. It's been during March that I would say within uh, of the week, this week, which is timing. My timing is damn good because If you would have asked this like 2 weeks ago, it would have been a long time. Okay. All right. Your last question. Let me read it. I think it was the work question. It needs to be like, and I can describe it for you in text tomorrow. I'll text you, or I'll send you an audio tomorrow. I think tonight I might be too tired. Um, but I will tell you, like, I'll explain like on The Bachelor, since it's like on Monday nights right now. And next week is the overnight dates, and there's 3 women left. So basically look at it as an overnight date with the only one, right? Lee. And go into it, and I'll kind of tell you like how it starts, and then how they kind of describe the night, and then like whatever happens, and then what happens in the morning, and then what happens after that. And I think you should kind of follow that, not follow, like have a plan, but like just understand, which I think you already do. I think I said enough. All right, let's do your last question. All right, last question. Jeremiah and Samantha come back into this reading for Andrew. How does she feel now that I don't work with her anymore? She thought I was lying before, but now knows it's true. So that makes sense. When she went to her person, she asked, so she thought you were lying. But in which way did she think you were lying? Did she think you were like playing a mean joke on her? Or did she think you were lying that like you actually quit and that they didn't fire you? That's what I need to know. Did she think you were lying like you were making it up? Or did she think you were lying about why you don't work there anymore? Because she did ask that her person. Okay. How does she feel now that you don't work there anymore? She thought you were lying, but now knows it's true. Okay. All right. This is going to be the last question. Hi, KS. It's going to be the last question of the night. All right, Andrew. Let's see. Lee, come forward, please. How do you feel now that you know for a fact that Andrew no longer works with you anymore? You were really sad. The last time we did questions last week, you definitely weren't taking it well. Now that it's been some time, and oh wow. Now that it's been some time and you thought that he was lying, and now you know that it's truthful, how is it making you feel? She's mad at whoever let you go. Like she's pissed at whether, okay, it's the emperor, but it could be any gender. So if it was a woman or a man, doesn't matter. This is an authoritative figure. And so she has went from being sad to being mad. Like she's mad at whoever let you go. And she is somebody who you could tell how she feels by the way her facial expressions, just like me. And like you gotta kind of bring this up because she needs to keep her job, but she's angry. Like she's mad deep down, she doesn't want you to know any of this, but like she's upset at whoever told you to leave or cut you out or whatever you want to call it. So she's saying, like, we were able to see each other on numerous days, and now I feel like I'm all alone. Nobody here understands me, nobody here gets me. I feel like everybody's fake and phony. I feel like people talk to me for one reason and one reason only. But she went from feeling very sad and very overwhelmed to, she's been thinking about it. She's been taking some time, and the Four of Swords is somebody kind of taking a break, and this could be like before she goes to sleep, she starts thinking about this stuff, and it's fully like getting inside that, like, oh, like, you really aren't working here. What the fuck? So yeah, she's feeling abandoned, but she's not blaming you. I want to make that clear. She's blaming whoever made the decision, regardless of gender, okay? The emperor is just an authoritative figure that takes charge, who has the, you know, he has the, what do you want to call it? The ability to be in charge and make decisions such as what happened. But the Five of Pentacles is feeling like left behind, jumped ship, neglected, alone. And she feels like, how am I even going to proceed working here when, like, how lucky was I to be working with my man? So look at the cards. The Tower is like she feels upset at the person for like making this a tower moment because it really affected her. It really hurt and broke her heart. The Empress to the Three of Swords, like she finally felt like excited to work with her man. And here's you, the Chariot, because you're the Cancer. And she thought that like you were always going to be around, and if you weren't, you guys would have talked about it. You would have been looking for other jobs. She would have had, if you want to send in for one, I closed them for tonight, honey. But um I can repost the prices in a minute. Um so the star is that like she looks at you as the star, as like having that the one be with her, and now she's missing you. And it's like she's not having fun going to work anymore. She's Yeah, look, she's like really unhappy, really sad. She wants to protect herself, but she also feels bad about, like, what are you feeling? Like, do you feel free? Do you feel happy that you finally, like, you wanted out of there so bad, and and then finally, like, somebody just made the decision for you? Um, Because she's like, I don't want this to be all about me. Like, I care about him. I want to know that he's okay. And I know that he's always going to say that he's okay. But, like, this is how I feel about him, the soulmate. So of course, like if he hurts, I hurt. If I hurt, he hurts. So here's that card again that got brought up in the question she asked her reader. And I think that this is a question of like, is he going to find a job that he really feels good at? The King of Pentacles, stable, financially stable, and a job that's good enough for somebody like you. I'm seeing something is going to come in quickly. I do think that you're going to bounce back really easily. Um, but I do think you need just some time to breathe. You needed some time off. You need a little bit of time to yourself, okay? She just wants to make sure that you're going to be consistent in communication, pursuing her still, and that like this doesn't change things between you guys. Um, but she definitely feels you're very intelligent, you have a good work ethic, and you have lots of options out there, and she believes in you, and that maybe this was just by fluke the best thing for you. So even though she's super sad and taking it really hard, she also, is thinking about how you feel. So I would just be very open and honest. Um, because if you're bummed out, let her know. If you feel relief, let her know. Like if you feel free, let her know. If you feel that you were wronged, let her know. You know what I mean? Just communicate. She just is focusing on like I don't want things to change. And like she's like, I know we only have 30 seconds left, but the last thing she wants to say is that like I met him here and like he's who I get excited to go to work to see. And now that I know that that won't happen, like I'm gonna be kind of unhappy, because I don't have to have anything to look forward to, um, getting ready for work. But in the end, you guys will work, everything will work out fine. All right, that was the last question of the night. I will be back on in a couple of days. KS, let me know before I get off. Sorry, each question is $20. So let me know if you want me to post where you could pay that. If not, I'll be on in a few days. So I'll wait like 1 minute. Thank you, Andrew. So your reading ended at 2:08. Ended at 2 hours and 8. All right, I didn't get a response, so I'm going to leave. Good night, guys.